Okay, so we should be back now. It looks like my internet went out for a minute. Let me get everything refreshed up here and good to go. It could be Discord. Discord might have just said no. Yeah, Discord
You
is
said near
There you
San
go.
Diego.
there we go. Now we're
We're
back.
back.
So,
Yep, you
yep.
DC'd your stream and all that.
Yeah.
No, it's my internet went out for a minute. I just, whatever.
Huh. Wonder why.
Because I live in Appalachia.
Oh, I was gonna say because they're
Yeah, fair
updating
enough.
all the DNSs today in a scurry.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What? Oh, okay. So
Um,
so we lost you. We lost you at when you were talking about the count. When you started talking
No,
about the
no,
counties.
no, 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 no. We lost you.
No, no,
willing to, I mean, I'm willing to start over. That's
no, no.
okay.
I'm saying we, as in everybody that was watching, everybody that was
Jesus,
watching us on D Live and the other places. So I wanted to.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I was saying was, oh, looks like I've got me for a minute. Uh, Before I go, I'd just like to say, what I was saying before was that people don't seem to realize that local government might not be huge, but it is enacting change, and you can very easily reach them just by networking. If you go into a place like Kalispell, Montana, and you want to access the rest of Flathead County, you can still, what's the word? You can still, meet the Chamber of Commerce members. You can meet government employees. You could meet local business owners, kind of expand territory of the area. It's all about networking, meeting people.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Though I will say, just because I'm an absolute shill for Appalachia, if you've not looked into Appalachia as a place that you might think about relocating, um, I do suggest something that you should possibly think about. It might not necessarily be West Virginia, might not be the best for you, but their Appalachia runs from Vermont all the way down into Georgia, and the region has a lot of similarities and also has a lot of very interesting things. The best part of Appalachia, my favorite part of Appalachia, is there is almost no natural disaster that is going to affect you in Appalachia.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that appeal. I'm kind of sticking with Montana unless things change drastically, but
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
certainly
Cool.
will Appalachia once in a while.
Yeah,
It's
If you
been great
man,
being on. It's
I
been
was
to
joking earlier too.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, thank you for
yeah,
yeah,
no,
thank you for jumping in. I do since you are thinking about Montana. If you're not familiar with the website permies.com, Paul Wheaton and some permaculture people have a lab up there just outside of Missoula. You should check
Do you
that out.
want somewhere cheap to live
So,
and is that
and
is
good
that
resources?
yep. Hold
East
up.
um
Wyoming.
Wyoming?
Oh,
Yeah,
All right.
Wyoming is a uh
Okay, I
how's
think I
it?
found
No, you
Hermes.
don't
All
have
right.
to pay certain taxes when you live in Wyoming. Plus, you get a lot of like grants and that. Land's stupid cheap in
Oh,
Wyoming,
so
and
I've
it's
heard
so
a
the
lot of good
lowest
things about Wyoming.
population state in America.
But yeah, Permies is a permaculture is mostly focused on permaculture. It's one of the few places that I know that exists on the internet where you're going to have hippies meet survivalists and they're going to be able to communicate properly together.
Yep,
Yeah.
and laugh and cry.
So it's just a lot
Yeah.
of good information. And there's a lot of stuff that
Drop the
he's been
link. You
doing.
want me to?
He's been doing in. There's a lot of stuff he's been doing in Montana that might actually be able to help you out with some ideas that you might want to come with orchards and such like that in the future. So I just thought I'd make sure I share
Uh,
that with you. But no, thank you so much. You're welcome. We try to do this every Thursday night. You're welcome to jump in anytime, or if you're ever just out and about on Discord and you see us hanging out, you're welcome
yeah.
just to swing in by.
Certainly, certainly. I was actually thinking about sticking a D Live because I was planning on doing a few game streams while I was, building my business up to start. Just like Dark
I
Souls
don't mean
and
to alarm anybody,
Fallout stuff.
but I
Just thought
think
that might be a bit fun.
we're being followed.
So
Nope.
D-Live's a good platform. Like,
It's
yeah, I like the
it's getting a
platform.
lot better now. Things have been leveling off since all the craziness. So
it's got
Yeah,
its censoring area, but that's, I mean, the area they want to target for people. I mean, me as a site creator, I
and
understand.
and if you want, make sure you in the chat post a link to your channel so a bunch of us can follow it. If you want us to follow it, so if you want to plug yourself,
yeah.
plug yourself.
Yeah. I'll before I do that though, I'm just gonna put that on here. It's just set on Telegram. Just a dumb joke, but I don't know. I had fun with that. So anyhow, my stream channel is dlive.tv/juckfannies, just like it goes on the chat. I'll link it here.
Awesome.
A good one, all right.
Yeah, and your business that you do, is it something that is remote? Is it something that you could plug that people out there in the world could be interested in, or is it more of a localized type thing?
I'm your first
Kind of
follower.
localized kind of thing. Why,
Okay,
thank
okay.
you. Anyhow, yeah. You have a good night.
Yep, you do the same.
Thank you.
By the way, guys, his link's down there. He said he's going to start streaming soon, so we should give him some D-love. And it was really it's really nice having new people come in and chat, and I'd like to hear lots of diverse ideas. And again, everyone is always welcome to jump into the Discord and chat with us. So, well, that's not how I spell Discord, so there we go. There's the Discord link. You guys are all welcome to jump in and hang out at any time.
He's discorded.
I discorded, yes. Discorded. Make sure that T, that's a hard T.
Reminds me, I gotta make a Discord channel that's not going to get deleted.
You better have somebody else make it then for you. So you can't delete it.
You want to join? I'm deleting it.
Don't we just give you a section under mine? Because I won't delete it, so I won't delete anything.
Everybody be like, where'd he go? He'll be back in a
Yeah.
few days.
I don't know how many Discords of yours I've joined and then they've been deleted throughout the course of the years. So.
It was just like us and like a few homies I talked to in Messenger. And, and then like the site that they were made for, it goes down and I'm like, well... But like I said, now one that'll stay because it's got to be for 2 websites. See how I've merged it all together?
I visited your website earlier today, I think it was. Yeah, it was earlier today. I think, because you were telling me you were doing some stuff different and I wanted to check it out.
Oh man, I got the live streaming. And you can restream through my site.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You would think I would know how to use it a lot better than
Why
I do.
why would we think that?
It's only my first day using software, so I'll get there.
So, anyways, let's I guess we can go and
back
keep
to default.
back to default. And again, anybody's welcome to jump in and just derail the conversation. The best way to kind of refer to it, especially what do you want me to call you? Because I defaultly want to call you one thing, but do you want to start branding your new name?
Well, I mean,
I can call you Wrench. I can call you Wrench. I can call you Nomad.
That's what everybody's called me on D-Live since I came here, anyways. Because my original name was the Wrenching Gamer.
Okay.
And that's what I originally started streaming.
Okay,
with,
so Wrench. So we'll just refer. We'll just go with Wrench. We'll just go with Wrench. Wrench will be the term.
Calls me all the time somehow.
Even though I'll slip up and still, I'll still call you by your dead. I'll still call you. I'll still call you by your dead name. So
Another reason they're changing it is because it was highly confusing for the chat when me and Mr. Boggs are in the same channel
Yeah,
because people are saying Mark or Mock, and
yeah, too many M's. That was a problem.
too many
And
M
and
and
Mock and Doc kind of sound
Mark
close
the
together too.
OG.
So, anyways, okay, so back to the default. Back to the default setting. What I was also saying is just because um, when me and Wrench are here, it's very much like having a substitute teacher because you're with two people that have really extremely strong ADD, and so like if you remember having your favorite substitute teacher where they were supposed to be teaching one particular subject and you could get your art teacher to start talking about science. That's kind of what happens every night when we have shows like that. So if you guys are wondering what's happening, I keep sliding off my chair because I have a wonderful gamer kitchen chair, a nice hard kitchen chair that I pretend is a gamer chair, and so sometimes my pillow slides off of it, and I don't want to fall on the floor. So I know some people like to know why people do things. That's why. Anyways, back to the default setting that people have. So I know Damatra Kangaroo's gonna jump in just a second, but before he jumps in, I wanted to mention
Sorry, you
this.
got yourself off topic there. And it got
Oh
me
yeah,
stuck.
I can
You're
get I
like,
can
we
get
have the worst ADD possible.
No, I can totally ADD myself into confusing myself in any subject matter we talk about that. I mean, that's the
I
rules,
keep
man.
notepads in front of me to keep me on task.
Oh, dude, if I had a notepad in front of me, it would become doodling and I'd forget I'm streaming. So,
Well, it's turned into like 30 little pieces of paper around, and no, I can't throw them away until I finish all what's on them.
I mean, luckily I have three. Luckily I have three screens in front. Well, actually, I have four screens in front of me. I have four screens in front of me, and so I've got enough to look around, and then I can cycle through my little view and remember what I'm trying to
I
talk
have
about.
a
Even.
weird memory. If I write something down, I can remember it. If I don't, or in sometimes typing it, it's not the same as writing it down.
Oh, yeah, that's I can totally see that. I have to that's writing stuff down is a way that I function with some stuff like that as well. Sorry, I wanna.
My desktop is such a cluttered mess.
Oh, now see that's something that's fairly clean. Is I cannot stand a cluttered desktop, and so I
Me
spend a
neither.
very.
I keep it clean, but with doing all the art stuff nowadays, I always have freaking files everywhere, bro.
Yeah, I try to put all my files down into one particular setting so that I don't have
I have folders to organize them, and then I use shortcuts on my desktop because they go to another hard drive.
Gotcha.
So that way I keep the computer clean, but my thumb drive hates me.
All the way back, default settings. So, one of the things that I'm also noticing from a lot of people is people are forgetting how to, and this is what I'm noticing a lot with the millennials and younger people, and I noticed it. I noticed it at the beginning. I noticed it, a couple years ago when everybody was first start talking about it. But people are forgetting how to actually have proper communications.
Without yelling at each other and screaming, and even when two people disagree, that doesn't have to be tense.
Well, or they get to the point where they just stop talking altogether, and
Yeah, I've
it's
lost
just
friends because of politics.
and I'm just like, that's part of the game that they're trying to do, to try to make it so that we are losing our communication
Hate each
skills,
other.
and they're actually winning pretty good at that.
They are,
So
I think. I
that
agree.
being said, I think we can counteract it. That's why I really try to pride that, with on my Discord, And again, this is also the problem is that I mentioned something like Discord, and there's people like, oh, I don't want to use that product because we're being listened to. You're on the
All right.
internet. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
you guys know. I'm gonna
right.
break this into you guys right now, okay?
There's
You're on
cameras
the
everywhere.
you're on the internet. Everybody's listening to you. Everybody's watching you. They know everything that you're always doing. Just accept that.
Everything.
If you don't want any of that, then you have to turn off the internet. So,
Well, and go completely hide way off grid. And even then, they know what you're doing, and you're
so
gonna have, even if you're doing a cash transaction, that about the only way.
and trust me, as someone who's an ex-hacker and knows what I could do years ago, and I have no idea, like, all I can guess is if I could do X amount of stuff years ago, I can probably do quite a bit more of it now. So, I could if I was going to, which I'm not going to. Internet people.
Yeah, you know. Well, and that's like where I was in this toss up, like, was setting up my website. My default mode is like, no, I don't want it to like track login. But as for security feature nowadays, part of it on the website shows where you last logged in. So, like, if someone's account's being tampered with, they can tell. So I'm like, man, it's like a toss up.
So that version of Linux I have not used. It's borderline. It starts to dance the line of what I'm allowed of software that might get me in trouble if I would use or such like that in the future. And so I've never adventured into it because I don't purposely want to add any more red flags to my background.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have an FBI file for what you've done, there's just some things and you have rules. You as much as I might want to, like, I'll be honest, like I haven't even been a script kiddie in 15 years. So just because even just using somebody else's script to do even like gray stuff would get me in a lot of trouble. So the last time I did any type of real hacking was when it was very well written what I was doing. So yeah. Yeah, you can request your file. You can request your files, absolutely, and they can also send you. They can also. I really should do that one day so you guys can actually see that I'm not just being paranoid and silly, but yeah. Anyways, that's not here. That's not here nor there. That's not here nor there. But I'm just what you can do on the internet is Oh, I don't. I don't worry. Um, no, I'm not worried about the NSA, NASA, any of that kind of stuff. They know who I am. They know where I live. They know everything about me.
I know who they are, where they are, what they're about.
I mean, I can. I don't think this would.
We
I don't
know
think
about
that.
each other.
I don't think this would break any rules. But if you guys ever wanted to indirectly, I can't call him my handler, but he's whoever they use to keep an eye on me. If you get onto my the easiest way to find him is you get onto my my LinkedIn, and you'll notice that there is a Fed following me on LinkedIn. That is one of the particular people that I have been told that I have to friend on social media. Like, I don't think he's never joined the Discord. At least to my knowledge, he's not joined the Discord. So, I don't know if you knew. I don't know if I know I told some other people that. I don't know if you knew that story, Wrench.
Uh-uh.
So no, it's not Mark. It's not Mark Boggs. So at least not that I know of. You know, that could be a new one that they added. That would be genius. It would be genius.
It's
But
plausible.
it's plausible. Yes, it is absolutely plausible. Yes, yes, it is.
Oh shit. That one was funny right there. I don't care
Yeah,
who you are.
that.
He's pretty rough about it. He likes it rough.
uh, anyways, um, where were we at? Oh, so yeah, one of the things that even though with all this technology that we have and how great it is to communicate, and one of the things that I love about social media is we should be able to spread lots of awesome ideas and we should be able to get a lot of good things out there and we should be able to cause awesome, great changes in the world. And we really should do some wonderful things. Like I was a very big advocate with the Occupy movement. I did a whole lot of support. Like I supported a lot of the Occupy movement that was happening down here in West Virginia and into North Carolina and even into Virginia. I'd actually regularly supply them things. I was bringing a lot of the people that were doing the 24-hour occupation. I was bringing them things that they needed, coffee, extra ways to charge cell phones, just make sure they had plenty of water, any type of outreach program that I could, because I actually saw it as a great way to do things. Now it then ended up getting co-opted and got stupid and silly, and that's where we're at today. But there's moments in time, there's little fragments that show that if we can really kind of do some of the stuff, there is some pretty spectacular things that we can control and that we can do and that we have a lot of control over that they want to pretend that we don't. So, it didn't start off. The Occupy movement did not start off sponsored by Goldman Sachs, but it wasn't very long into it that it absolutely became that. And you could, if you follow the movement from the beginning, and maybe we should again Occupy Wall Street and the general Occupy movement are kind of two distinctly different things. But I watched a lot of the live stream early days, the folks that I could follow on live stream. Hence the reason I found people like Tim Pool and some of the other people, because that's where they really got their shine. You did start seeing the corporations get in there and just like co-opt them and take them over and do some stuff.
Drooling over someone's home server set up on Facebook.
And so I look at that, and instead of being angry about all that kind of stuff, I think to myself, you know what? We should be looking at that as ways of things that are being very hopeful. So, and ways that we can do some really cool things, and we can take this technology. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for swinging in. I enjoy your show. Enjoy your time with your significant other. Man, my ADD is bad this evening. So I know I didn't actually purposely take any of my things that I usually do to help me focus more on keeping my ADD in check.
What was that one plant you were talking about a while back? You said you got some of that brain focus stuff, but there was a plant that helps.
Yeah.
I was trying to research a little, but I was like, I don't think that's what he said.
I'll have to look. I've got it written down because I'm not sure which one I told you. Oh, this was pretty cool. This is actually a really cool. One of my friends, I need to figure out the exact name of the book, so I have to look it up over here. But one of my friends is giving me this book, and if the book's really cool, I'll get you a copy of it. Let me see. The book is called
I could probably find that.
Liberating Yourself from Lyme. It
Oh
is
yeah, yeah.
it is a it's a book. It's a book on a bunch of different ways to naturally deal with having Lyme. So I'm gonna give it a shot. He's gonna give it to me. I'm gonna read it. If I like it, it'll be a new book that I add to my collection. So something something that I just came across. So I will fill you in.
Here's the. Oh wait, I think this is just a summary. Nope. Um, yeah, I'm curious which, because I could probably find the PDF version. Because there's usually a library that buys things. You're just not allowed to print them off or sell them.
Let me see. I'll just jump on Amazon. Vic,
The key
here is.
self liberate. Oh wait.
Oh, um, there's a Kindle of it, but the book just came out. The book just came out in January 12th of this year.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's no PDF yet. Then
Yeah, so it's a very, very new book.
there is, but it's not legal.
So
Yeah, I didn't know it was that new.
I didn't realize it was that new
I
until I just
mean,
looked
there's
at it.
not that much discovery into Lyme until more recent. So,
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna snag it. I'm
yeah,
gonna.
me too. I want to see because
Yep. No, if I'm happy, if I think the book is if I think the book is viable, as someone who knows a lot about herbs and herbalists and stuff like that, if I think the book's viable, if I think it's gonna be good, then I'll
see
definitely get you a copy.
sometimes certain ones that are can be dangerous in high amounts and long term actually can help kill Lyme. I'd have to get the
But anyways, yeah, where that's originally goes back to is like, yeah, I didn't drink one of my focus drinks, and I also didn't chew any of the Lucy gum, the clean nicotine gum. But man, I will tell you guys, because you guys know that I like
you
focusing on
thinking about
biohacking.
it,
Um,
huh?
no, it's not. It really it really does make it does make a difference when I have to concentrate, when I have to think. So like the reason I chewed it last time
Oh, gum. What
is
was it? Nicotine gum?
yeah, it's clean nicotine gum. Yeah, it's nicotine not extracted from tobacco. So
Well, I mean, just because it's from tobacco don't make it dirty.
well, a lot of tobacco is dirty because of the way they
Oh,
process
no,
it.
just the way they dry it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's the way they dry it, process it, that kind of stuff. Anyways, so before I had the meeting, the Camp Creek meeting, I wanted to be on top of my game. I didn't want to stutter. I didn't want to say the a lot. I wanted to make sure I was concentrated. So I chewed a little bit of the gum right before the meeting. Got it through my system nice and well, and whew, top notch, top notch. I was sharp. I was very clear. The other side bonuses, and again, not something I'm using this as a tool, not something I'd want to use every day, not something that I want to use as an enhancer, but just to sharpen things up during certain particular peaks. But I also did notice a little bit more of a euphoric feeling. But the euphoric feeling came about an hour and a half to 2 hours after I stopped chewing the gum, and I thought that was really interesting. And it's euphoric. It's not that I'm sad, and it's not. It just made life. Uh, Afterwards, after about 2 or 3 hours later, about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, just things felt a little bit better. There was more hope. There was more reasons to be happy, and so I thought that was really interesting. So that's a new different types of experience. Because again, with the biohacking and when I consume things and put things in my body, I like to make sure that I give a feedback for those out there that might be interested in also trying something, or if I have a negative reaction, to also let people know. Like when I took one of the nicotine packets, and those things use nicotine. There's 8 milligrams. Yeah, it's 8 milligrams of nicotine. in those ones, and again, non-tobacco nicotine. And I put one of those under my tongue, under my. You treat it like snuff, or I mean like chew, and they're little packets. And whew, man, I started. Again, I don't smoke. I don't use nicotine. So being as clean as I am, as straight edge when it comes to that kind of stuff, man, it hit me like bricks, man. And I was actually getting to the point where I was feeling lightheaded and dizzy, and was starting to because I can normally see visions, like I can normally if I want to picture something, I can start seeing it. That was actually happening without me having to. I had to consciously roll that back and not think and not see visions. So I thought that was pretty cool. Well, that's what I love about a lot of the sacred medicine, and what I like about a lot of plant-based medicine that people don't realize is if used properly, if knowing how to combine it with your body, I think we can really heal a lot of stuff, or you can fix a lot of stuff, and that's including mental, physical, and whatever the other crazy stuff that's also happening around. And again, I think that's stuff that our bodies just know. I think those are things that we just know, we have just forgotten, because we have been so distracted by all of the craziness out there in the world. But we're kind of getting back to the time where life is pretty awesome. And part of the reason we're having all these problems, the reason we're having all of these arguments between, transgender this, or, these race issues, or all of these other silly things that are going on right now, is because, well, life's kind of too good. Like, everybody's got it pretty awesome. Shouldn't say no one. In developed countries, not many people are having to do things to fight for their life. You can pretty much find the food that you need. You might have to go to a soup kitchen. You might have to grow it yourself. You might have to, do some other stuff. But in reality, you can kind of find the food yourself. Mark brings up a really good point when he talks about how we literally live in the time where, you have that thing, oh, well, those people can't afford bread, and then you had whatever queen it was, Queen Elizabeth or Queen whatever, and she's like, well, let them eat cake. Well, we kind of live in that world now where, oh, I can't afford bread, well, let them eat Twinkies. I mean, that's kind of where we're at. You can kind of always find some type of substance to eat. Now, it might not be your favorite, and it might not be what you want to eat, but short of being in the desert, if you're around people in this country, there's food available. You know, I've lived in many cities, and like for example, with you, Mock, right there in Columbus, I bet right now you could spend a little bit of time and you could probably find some churches or some soup kitchens or something like that, and you could probably get at least one meal a day.
Or maybe equivalent enough food to make one.
Yeah, or the equivalent of food, at least one meal a day. Yeah. And and yeah, some people say,
Load
oh,
up on potatoes.
and so I say that as in, that's actually pretty awesome. Like, we have this luxury, like, oh, well, maybe I want to eat steak. Well, I'm sorry, but steak isn't for everyone every day. And maybe even if you could afford to eat steak every day, it's probably not a good idea.
It's probably not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea, yeah. Hey, Dematra. I don't know if
G'day,
you're
mate.
in. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. I've just been sitting here quietly.
Are you still locked down?
Yeah, second one this year, I think.
Okay.
So fifth one in total. And the money stopped coming in, so I think people are getting over it.
Oh, they'll bring all of that'll come back. I'm guessing here in the United States it'll be October. They're just taking it. The money stopped just to see if they can get away if they can get away with it without giving money out. And I think they're like, I don't know. I think it's just a stupid idea because I think the money will come back. Well, I know the money will come. Yeah.
Well, like you guys were talking before with like the banks and how the money doesn't really matter. They've even talked about that on the ABC recently. They were just like talking about how our government's racked up 200 and something billion in debt over the pandemic. Like, so now they were just saying like, well, it doesn't really matter because they'll just call the Reserve Bank of Australia and they'll just settle the debt. They'll say, don't worry about paying it back. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all coming from the IMF. Like, it doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Yep.
Everyone's getting the money. No one cares.
Yep. And that'll just come back and it'll be, I don't know, it'll be interesting. Anything else new and exciting over there?
I don't know. Everyone's like sort of we got really annoyed because one of our state premiers like left to go to Tokyo while her state's like in lockdown and no one can leave their homes, and she went to Tokyo for some stupid reason. So
I mean,
that's pretty funny.
She didn't go to Tokyo for the Olympics. It's not like she can go watch it.
Oh no, it's so they can have the in 2032 or something, they're gonna have the Olympics in Brisbane, I think it was.
Yep.
And she had to go to the meeting to do
okay.
it. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she didn't technically have to go there because no one else was in the running to have it.
Yeah.
In their country, so it's just a holiday for her. So
gotcha.
People caught on to that pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, I saw that announced. I saw that in 2032 they're getting the Brisbane. I mean, it's almost like they have to tell a city you're getting the Olympics. Because, who really wants them now?
Has the Olympics started yet?
No, it starts in a week or so. Yeah, I think. Let me see when the Olympics start. It's funny because I used to, as someone, I used to just absolutely I love the Olympics, and so I just haven't really paid that much attention this year.
Regarding like that default setting for humans and stuff, I was thinking like sports is something that we've played forever. Like people used to play all the time, and just as soon as you hit like, I don't know, 24 or something, most people just stop playing sports. I think if people played more sports, a lot of people would be more healthier, happier.
Oh, okay. So technically, the Olympics start in 5 hours.
Oh.
What? Is that the opening ceremony or something?
Yeah, the opening ceremony starts in 5 hours. So at 6:55 Eastern time. So that is what, about 6 in the evening your time, 5 in the evening your time.
If it's in 5 hours, that'd be 8 p.m.
So yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so 8. Okay, so because I'm guessing. I mean, I'm guessing Tokyo is probably in a very similar time.
Yeah.
Time window as you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we know when the Olympics start. They start in a few hours.
You're excited for the Olympics this year, aren't you? You were saying earlier that you were gonna watch it or something.
I'll probably watch some of it. I used to watch I used to never miss the Olympics at all. I used to absolutely love watching the Olympics. But I've kind of been this Olympics has just kind of been disappointing for me. So I've just not been so interested in them. There's just so many silly rules. Like there's not going to be anybody in the crowd. There's a lot of good Olympians are just they're opting not to go, or they're just not going to be there. And so I don't know. It's not as exciting. It's not as exciting as it was years ago. So
We're old.
I think one of our equestrian riders just got taken out for he got tested positive for like cocaine or something. So
I saw. Yes, he did. Yep. I saw that. Yeah. So
I'm like, not surprising. Didn't pay off the right people.
Yeah, right.
I'm just like,
You make-
but here's my question: if you're an equestrian rider, how does doing cocaine make you a better equestrian rider?
I don't know. It gives you more hours to train, probably.
Okay. I'll
Early
give you
mornings.
that. I'll give you that. That's funny.
But yeah, a lot of equestrian riders are pretty unfit as it is, so I don't think it would help that much.
Oh, by the way, what I might do is just because I think it would be kind of fun. Um, I might occasionally, for those that are interested, just because it's usually free on the internet, so I'm pretty sure I'll be allowed to do it. I'll probably go down the sports ball in the Discord and just maybe we can do some watching. We can do some watching of the Olympics together for those that might be interested, especially since it's a pretty fun, diverse group of we got people from a couple different countries, and so it's always fun to play that game as well. So
Yeah, I'd be keen for that.
so if anybody has any requests, or if you guys have any requests, you guys can hit it up on the someplace on the Discord, and I'll make sure I bring that one up, and we can all watch that as well. So
Yeah, that was good watching the Euro Cup.
that was fun. That was actually fun watching the Euro Cup. I thought that was the first time. I don't know if you know. I think I told you that was the first time I watched an entire football game to get it like from beginning to end. So even though we missed like the two kicks because of the
Yeah.
stream going down. You'll have to sometime I'll try to have to if you know of any place that we can watch some of the Australian rugby matches. I'd like to watch some of those because I actually really do like Aussie rugby.
Yeah, I have no idea because I don't watch it. I don't know why I've always not really been interested into the contact sports.
I gotcha. I I had a bunch of friends play rugby in college, so that's how I got really interested in. And then a couple of my Aussie friends were high school and college rugby players. So that's So when they stayed with me or when we'd hang out and such, we would if they could find the match on the computer, or I could find the match someplace else, they always jumped in. We were watching it, so I watched a lot of rugby matches because of that. So. But I like Aussie rugby a little bit better than European. There's not that much rule difference, but there is actually a little. So plus if you it is always fun to watch the All Blacks, the Kiwis, because their little dances and their little I can't remember what it's called.
The haka.
Hakas, yeah, that's it. The hakas that they do, those are fun. I like the pageantry. I like the pageantry of sports ball, even if it's getting to the point where it's just more, it's all silly. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the NBA or the NFL has got to the point where if a game is canceled because one of the players has got COVID and he has not been vaccinated, then the team forfeits the game.
What?
Yep, that's the rules. That's how much they're pushing the
Damn.
stuff here.
Yeah, we're getting vaccine passports here.
Yeah, I'll be interested. I don't think we will here in the States. I think they're going to try, but I just don't think they will. But I am kind of interested to see what happens because, I don't know if you saw that France is getting to the point where if you don't and you have to go particular someplace, you can actually be arrested and thrown in jail for 6 months.
Yeah. Like that thing that I would find interesting is like for Americans is if everyone else requires passports, then you guys won't be able to travel.
What'll happen is just like what happens if Americans need to go to some countries with that kind of stuff. Anyways, is they'll just apply. It'll be like a visa. They'll just apply for it ahead of time and then get, you know. That's the cool thing about the internet. I could get on there right now and I could get probably a Australian vaccine passport and have my doctor submit the paperwork to that, and your country would probably accept it. I'm not going to do anything silly like that, but I probably could. And I say that because, I have when I was going through and had and set up everything, and I have all of my I have a whatever the Chinese number is, I can't remember. Like I signed up for that back in the day when they were first doing that, just because I wanted to understand how it worked. And so I'm just like, people already know who I am on the internets. So, the Chinese probably knew who I was anyways too, so I just signed up for one of those.
Oh yeah. I gave up my DNA to one of those like 23andMe things like ages ago. I'm done.
Yeah, they already
I
know
didn't even
everything.
think about it.
They already know everything. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know how your country runs, but here in the States, like if you were born after 82, like you already given your DNA. The government already has your DNA when they took your blood at birth. So
Yeah, exactly.
So, at least in that scenario, at least then you have at least some relevant information about yourself as well. It's the same reason why I tell people, like, I have some friends that disable the Google tracking on their phone. They're like, I don't want Google tracking me. I'm like, you're not disabling Google tracking you on your phone. You're disabling yourself knowing that Google's tracking you, is all you're doing.
Yeah, if I don't want to be tracked, I would leave my phone at home.
Yeah, if you don't want to be tracked, leave your phone at home. But as I've told people, part of the reason why you should actually have the Google tracking on your phone and why it can be very beneficial is it actually can be used as an affidavit.
Oh yeah, true. If you're not committing a crime or something.
Yeah, like,
Right.
dude, I wasn't there. Like, me and my phone were here. Or at least you can prove that your phone was there. And now you have to say, well, why wasn't I with my phone? So that would be the argument that you'd have to say, I purposely put my phone in a taxi cab and had it drive around so I could go do something else. Yep, that's totally plausible. So that's the one thing that, you have to learn how to use the tools to your best advantage. So, and sometimes that's hard, and sometimes you don't want to because, I get it. I don't take my phone when I go into grocery stores anymore, or any type of big box stores. If I have to go into a big box store, which lately I've been trying to avoid like the plague. I'm trying to play
a big box store.
Oh yeah. So a big box store, it would be a corporate chain store.
Big store with big boxes.
You've never been to the States, right? Damacho?
No.
Okay, so yeah, you can't.
He's got big box stores.
No, they do
We
not
have a Costco, if that's what you're talking about. One in the whole state.
Yeah, well, your Costco is the size of one of our Walmarts. So.
Okay.
And so. Okay, so how about this? Imagine every shopping center that you go to every shopping center that you go to has one of those Costcos.
Yeah, okay.
Like
yeah, no,
yeah, Kroger's, like all of our major stores, Kroger's, Walmart, Lowe's, things of that sort. They're all big stores, like unbelievably large square footage. So I always forget that, but when my friend lived just outside of Sydney, and the fact that there wasn't even a whole lot of big box stores in Sydney is what blew my mind. So, like, 'cause she's like, She goes, they don't really have big box stores over here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she was talking about Costco, and she mentioned the size of the Costco, and we're just like, that's the size of a Walmart. Like, that's not even the size of a Sam's. So, anyway. Yeah, anyway, so
Yeah.
anytime I go to a large corporate store, I try not to bring my phone or something inside anymore. Like, I just don't want them tracking me, because, like, Walmart's very open about tracking you. To the point where, like, they'll Bluetooth your phone, or if you talk on your phone, you'll get ads, and they'll let you know, like, what aisle the ad is on.
That's crazy. They actually do that, and they'll send you an ad while you're in the store.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, you don't even need the Walmart app on your phone now with Google. If well, it's not even that. Like, if you have the Walmart app on your phone and you spend a long time standing in front of one particular object, and if you guys have never done this, you should try it. Have the Walmart app on your phone. Go to a big ticket item, like a TV or something like that. Stand in front of it like you're looking at it, and the app's gonna pop open, and it's gonna tell you something about that item. You're gonna get
That's
an alert
crazy.
because it's
You know,
free
do you
advertising.
guys have like, do you have like zoning laws that like prevent you from building big supermarkets and shit like that?
Yes, in some areas.
Yeah. See, most of like the places around here, I know for a fact they would not let you do that. Like, it's hard to even get like a McDonald's or something put in.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
that's
hard enough to build houses.
yeah. See, that's the thing. That's the one good thing for you is where it's hard for you to even build houses. Like, yeah, like,
We gained one.
I mean, like, we have Cabela's. We have Cabela's here in the United States where you can, they build lakes inside the store so you can test drive boats inside the store. Now they're not,
Wait,
you
really?
can't. They're not.
serious?
Have you never been to? Yeah, Have you never
I
been
don't
to
even
one
know
of the
what the fucking Cabela's is.
Cabela's Cabela / Bass Pro Shop?
No, we don't have that where I am.
No. Mock, have you been to one of the Cabela's Bass Pro Shops
Oh yeah.
with the boats
I
inside?
get my
They-
Are they amazing?
marine vinyl from Cabela's because it's the cheapest place to get
Um,
good marine vinyl.
amazing is a weird way to put it, but yes, because they've got ginormous fish tanks. They have every animal stuffed that you've
Boat
known to
hanging
man.
from the ceiling.
That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
It's a man store.
I mean, seriously, like they've got marinas
No,
on
I'll
the
go
inside.
there and I'll spend $300 in the blink of an eye on fishing gear. I don't need to
No,
go.
no,
Yeah,
no.
same.
No golf. You'll go to Cabela's and you'll send $1,000 because everything for fishing that you've ever thought about is there, and they have it put right in your face so you know exactly when to buy it. Like that is
Excuse me.
Cabela. Let me see if
Yeah,
I
That'll be
can.
an issue.
Here, Diamond.
I'll get bitched at, bro. I'll throw a whole check at it. And not even bat an eye.
Dimatra.
And then wonder why I can't pay my phone bill at the end of the month.
When Doc says there's planes and boats and planes, trains, and automobiles hanging in stores, they really are.
Yeah.
That picture of the building looks nice. I like the look of the store. From the
Yeah,
outside.
drop down under the mat.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
have a
we thought it
question.
was-
Have you guys noticed the Taco Bell's like sizes going down and costing more?
Oh
Or is that
yeah.
just
Well,
me?
the
Well,
serving
also-
sizes.
the size of the store is also going down as well, and the reason for that is they're finding out that they're finding out that less and less people are going to spend time eating in fast food anymore, and they just want to pick it up and go. And then the serving size is going down because their cheap source of the food and such that they had, but the serving sizes went down so many times. But they just what did they do? It was Taco Bell. Was it Taco Bell? Oh yeah, they did a study with Taco Bell, and a very large portion of Taco Bell meat is just wood pulp.
Really?
Won't kill you.
No. It's you can consume it. It's not
It'll
illegal.
cook with grease and iron, and it's all natural.
Yeah, it's all natural.
Really?
I know now why I'm not eating Taco Bell no more.
Yeah.
It's grade E meat.
I
It's got
stopped.
lots of fillers.
Yeah, I stopped. I stopped. I have not. I've stopped eating Taco Bell meat 20 years ago when I started.
I actually eat at a little Hispanic store. I eat breakfast and lunch there.
Is
Now,
that where you got your accent from?
if if I have to eat Taco Bell, I just get Taco Bell I just get Taco Bell with beans instead of meat in it, because at least I know the beans
I
are
always get
partly
their
real.
California Crunch Wrap.
Okay.
It's a fried, it's got guacamole on it, bacon, egg, and a big old hash brown. That's it. Again, sometimes I make that at home with homemade hash browns. It's a lot better. Hello?
We're still
Hello.
here. Oh, Dematra, after we're done here, if you jump into the I will put a link to the I'll put a link to the Minecraft server that had your drum set and such on it. I'll put a link.
Awesome.
I'll put a
Okay,
link.
it's really neat.
Yeah, in the Minecraft server
If you
aspect.
want, I can add you to the realm.
The realm. I don't know what that means.
So golf kind of has it's like a server except for it's ran by Minecraft. So
Oh, okay.
me and Mark's been playing a little bit in that. So yeah, golf you should add Dematra. He'd probably enjoy. He'd also be good
Just
to.
send me your name, bro, and I'll add you. Me and Mark's been trying to get a date together where we can all go to the inn, beat the Ender Dragon.
Is this like in that paid version though? Because I think Doc gave me a different version, right?
Okay, so you don't have the
Oh,
paid
no,
version.
No. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't figured out a way around that one yet, so.
I don't spend enough time like playing games to afford that kind of stuff. So the luxuries.
Oh, by the way, since I have you guys here, Golf, you said you have 7 days to die, right?
No, I said I can get it.
Okay. Mock, did you have 7 days to die?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, because that's a
Pretty
game.
sure he does.
That's a game that I'd like this fall or spring for you, Demantra. That's a game that I think it would be fun for all of us to play. It's kind of like Minecraft, except for you have to kill zombies and such, and you have goals, and you have to do a lot of
They come in
exploring.
waves.
But I think it would be a really fun game in the spring. Did you ever get your email for your copy of yours, Dematra?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I
It's
may have
not a big.
forgot to.
It's not. If you didn't, I can tell if it was been activated.
Wait,
or not.
wait! I want you guys to go check out the new Amazon game called New World. I actually am considering buying it. It looks really nice.
How do can you get it on Steam?
Yes, it's on Steam.
Okay, and what is it called?
New World. It's a Viking game.
Okay. I will check it out. I'm kind of interested.
It's not out yet, but I've been watching like beta people playing it and stuff. It looks very nice. And I'm not even one for Amazon, but if the game if it runs like it should, it's gonna be awesome.
It's an open world MMO. Alright, well here, let me do this. Okay, well I was gonna do that, but it's not letting me, so.
How's you been, Golf?
What?
How you been?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been in a dark place.
Really?
A little bit.
Them dabs will do that, man.
Oh yeah. I
Need
went
some
down the
good
rabbit
grade.
hole.
Need some good grade THC and no alcohol.
That's a dangerous combo, alcohol and THC. You're just asking for trouble.
No, I said no alcohol
Oh,
because alcohol causes depression too.
Yep. But yeah, Demantra, I'll have that server up and running this evening. I'll have the numbers
it
so you
looks
can get
really
them.
awesome.
Yeah.
A
And
little bit you showed me and stuff is amazing. I can't wait to get an Electra.
so what I want to do is what's really cool is Mark was telling me about there's a way that we can copy the stuff we've made in different worlds. Especially I can do it on my server, I guess. We might be able to do it on the
I
realms
think
too.
you might be able to send me your server info and I can actually put it on the realm.
Okay. That would be cool
You
because
just have to send me the world. I can slap it on there.
well, what Mark said that we can do is like if we want, let's say we want to start a whole new server, but we want to keep that sorter that he built, we can go in there and cut that server out and put it into the new and just put that into the new server.
Yeah. All you need to do for the realm though is send me a copy of your map.
Okay.
And I should be able to just plug it in there.
Okay, cool. We'll have to try that out. That might be fun. So, but yeah, I'm also interested now that I've got this computer set up and functioning well. I think
Oh yeah.
and with the new update, with it seeming to deal with the lag very well, I think it would be really fun to just see how well that works. And I might be getting there's been the guy's been working on some telephone poles near me. They said we're getting ready to get fiber, real fiber here.
Really?
And so, yeah, so if that's the case, I'll be super excited about getting real fiber. So
Nice.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that means you can get gigabit internet.
yes.
It's something like almost 100 megabits a second uplink.
Did you guys see how fast
Or
did you see that Japanese internet test that they did? That 319 terabytes a second.
Really?
Yep, that's the world record speed now that the Japanese were able to create that and sustain it for a little while. 319 terabytes.
I will say this: if I ever become a famous streamer, I am going to move to Japan. Just because the internet is so nice and the culture there is beautiful.
Go ahead and visit. That's how that works out.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let you, but that's a great idea.
Why wouldn't they let me?
It's like an ethno state, isn't it?
Yeah, you could temporarily live there for a while, but you could never permanently become a resident.
If you're rich, they'll let you stay till you're broke.
Yeah, they might let you you might be able to be a second class citizen by marrying somebody into the state, but if you ever divorced her, you'd have to leave.
Yeah.
If you learn Japanese and become an English teacher over there, they'll give you citizenship for sure.
Yes, that's probably.
way.
Yeah. But learning Japanese is a chore. Is a chore.
Isn't that like a song?
Well, isn't it like a form of Mandarin?
No. Japanese is not a form of Mandarin. So,
I thought it was. Is it its own thing altogether?
It's its own thing. The language may look I can't remember what the letters are called. They look very similar, but no, it's not. Mandarin and whatever the Japanese letter is called started from like the same type of thing, but when you look at them, they're going to ultimately be completely different. So, Rev Jim, thank you for the 8th month. I can't talk.
10% of nothing.
Kanji, yes,
Let me do
thank
the
you.
math here. Nothing, and then nothing.
Thank you for the 8-month sub, Rev Jim, and glad to have you in. We'll be doing some Rev Jim, if you're up tomorrow, if you look around, I'll be doing some more bee things tomorrow because I have to get into another hive. So I did do a hive for those that maybe missed it earlier. So if you want to go back and watch one of the other ones, I did do a new walkaway split to make some new beehives and things of that sort. I actually didn't get stung, so I squished one bee, but I didn't get stung, so it was a good time. So because tomorrow I have to get into one of my hives. I've been kind of slacking at this hive, but I have to get into it and see what's going on and make some decisions with it. And then because it's late summer now, I need to start figuring out if I like where all the hives are, and I'm gonna start so I can kind of start constructing their winter houses around them, or if I want to relocate some of them based on their current activity so that they can get used to getting moved to a new area, because bees don't really like to be moved, and so if you're going to move them, you need to move them very slowly. You know, you kind of just trickle them around the yard, and so it might take a month to move them, like 20 feet.
Do you ever get worried that you're gonna like stand on them if you're barefoot in your garden and stuff?
Lisa doesn't usually have a problem with that. That is the problem on the porch. It is hard. It is hard. Like when you walk past the beehive on the porch, you should pay attention to where you walk or brush it off, because there is a good chance that you're going to step on a dead bee on the porch. That is one of the bigger downfalls. That's usually when you get stung by the porch bees, is because you stepped on a dead bee on the porch. But no, most of the time out in the yard and in the garden, we don't have too much to worry about. It's pretty good. I did remind myself that I do have to go out there in a few minutes, or when I'm done streaming, and the one walkaway hive, I need to actually take it and relocate it, because I was waiting till it got dark before I relocated it, and it's dark outside, so it's time to relocate it. So Golf, I'll ask you, do you think that there's anything that we defaultly have forgotten as humans? Rev Jim, thank you so much for the diamond.
I would have to say more so I don't know. I'd have to say we're less kind as we used to be as a species, as far as I can tell. There's a lot more hostilities in the world than what there used to be.
Okay, how about this? I'll ask you this, because this whole subject came about because I've been doing research on the internet, and I'm kind of interested to ask Damatra and you both this question. So, do you guys have the ability, if someone says, picture a apple in your mind, can you picture an apple in your mind?
Yeah, I can. When you said that in the stream, I was like, who the hell can't do that? I know one guy that has never been able to picture anything. He says when he closes his eyes or imagines stuff, it's all just black. But one guy out of everyone I've ever known.
In Golf, you said you can picture stuff as well?
I can too. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the reason for that? Why do people think that they can't?
There actually is a psychological.
Is it like the reverse of the pink elephant when someone says, "Oh, don't think of a pink elephant," and all you think of is a pink elephant?
Well, they just say, so they don't know how to explain it, but they say there is a group of people that they don't hear voices in their head, so they don't have inner dialogue. So.
Okay, so it's normal to hear
NPCs.
voices in your head sometimes.
Yeah, your own voice.
Yeah, inner dialogue.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I'd even say it might even be normal to hear voices of your grandparents or your parents or a friend that, is giving you advice because it's still, your voice, but they just happens to have a
Yeah.
different dialect, you know. Like if you don't recognize the voice in your head, now that might be the issue. Like if you don't know what voice you're hearing, but no, but they're saying
Oh,
that there's
no.
people they're saying people that don't have inner dialogue, that don't have conversations in their head with themselves. That's never heard
That's
themselves
crazy.
inside their own head, which, is definitely like an NPC type thing. Because, if you've ever played NPC games, like they don't realize that, you know, they just don't know what they don't know. And so that's where I'm thinking that, or I mentioned that the Greek called it clay people, is the clay people because they have no soul. So they must be like
Do you
gingers
think
or
these people are
something.
just like liars though? Because I don't know how you could not have like inner dialogue. Like, how do you not have thoughts? Basically, like that just
I
doesn't
don't
make sense to me.
I don't think that all of them are liars, no. Um, some of
Because I
them
know a
might.
lot of people manifest a lot of crap
So
in their head
so
just to sound cool.
so I think some of them might be, but I don't think I actually think that we might have more NPCs on the planet than um and just because there's NPCs on the planet doesn't mean that we live in a simulation. It just means that something's happening that we currently don't understand. So, I mean, as someone who believes in reincarnation, as a reincarnationist, like it is really interesting to see a baby, and like for me, and I'm giving this anecdotal. For me, it seems like I can very easily tell you if they're an old soul or a new soul. There's things that they do, how bright their eyes are, how big their eyes are, how quickly they learn to manipulate their hands and such like that. I've met babies who big bright-eyed and bushy-tailed that took them a long time to master the skills of being a human, and then I've met other kids that weren't as bright-eyed or bushy-tailed, but seemed to master being able to pick things up and crawl and all that kind of stuff really quickly, like it's something they already knew how to do. Like a great example is my nephew when he was 4. Um, we were talking about stuff, and we were just playing a silly game, and I asked him, "Oh, how do you know? Oh, how do you know that that's blue?" And he says, "Oh, it's because I already know everything. I just forgot it all."
Mm.
Oh, oh
Why?
no.
Like, what a crazy thing for a 4-year-old to say.
Smart ass. Yeah.
So, I also through the course of my life, and this would have been like 15 years ago. Uh, I met one of my friends. Yeah, about 15 years ago. This girl I was dating, or this girl I was going to date, I met her daughter, who was 4 or 5, and she introduced me to her daughter, and her daughter goes, "Oh, I know him." And she was like, "No, you've never met him before." And she goes, "Oh, no, no, I met him before when I was a grown up."
Mm.
Freaky.
And so I'm just like, when little kids say things like that, and you're just like, there's something there. Now, what it is, I don't know, but I pay attention to those kind of things, and I find that kind of stuff super, super intriguing. Um, but again, as a reincarnationist, it's really easy for me to believe into that woo, and to think that kind of stuff is something really cool. And so I understand.
Do you? Sorry, go ahead.
Go no, set.
Oh, I was just gonna say, is this like the Akashic records or whatever? That kind of reincarnation idea?
Well, we reincarnate forever.
Okay.
I mean, technically forever's a long time. Technically forever's wrong, but the easiest way is forever. So, to the easiest way to explain why I believe reincarnation is we reincarnate until we can become, until we have the infant knowledge, until we have the infant knowledge that's equivalent to the infant knowledge of what a god would have. So, We have to know, because that's as a soul, spirit, body. Part of the reason we're experiencing that is because our ultimate goal is to become a god, but that will not happen for forever, because we have to know everything about everything about everything. And the only way to know that is to experience everything. And so you have an endless amount of lifestyles to do that. And then just when you finally get to understand certain aspects of human, then that's you've just reached in that infancy level, and then there's a whole lot more on top of that. So yes, it sounds very blasphemous for folks that have more judo, that have more traditional views. So
I'm not religious, so I don't bother. I don't mind.
oh, I'm just saying that's what I believe, and that's from studying a lot of the different religions that I've studied throughout the course of my life. And that idea could change over time, but that's currently where I'm at. So, but reincarnation is definitely that's going to be a hard one for me not to ever believe in, because it just seems I've had too many times in life now where it's just made sense.
Do you reckon it's dependent on what you're reincarnated into? Is like depends on what you did in your past life, then?
Yep. But you have
Really?
a choice.
Okay.
But you're
So
you're choosing what you reincarnate into in your next
okay,
life.
but so say I don't know, hunt a lot of animals or something, and because I've taken all their lives, I don't know, wouldn't that, I don't know, kind of sounds.
You might
Yeah.
you might then decide
I
that
feel
you want
like
to know.
in my next life, I'd just be getting hunted continuously.
Well, in your next life, you might be getting hunted because now you need to understand what that aspect. Now you need to understand the other opposite of what you just experienced. So you can
Okay.
you can have a good firmer understanding. Maybe you did lots of really horrible bad things in this life. So then your next life you need to do lots of great wonderful things so you know what the difference is. That's how I describe why good people. That's why I describe why bad things happen. It's because someone needed to know that. Someone needed to understand why that bad. They needed to understand the balance. They needed, because if we don't understand good and bad, if you don't understand why something really bad happens, then you can't actually learn why you should or shouldn't do things.
True
So
that.
so someone's a serial killer because they needed to know why it was bad to be a serial killer. I know that sounds absolutely insane, but that's the way I look at it. I think that just does a wonderful job of explaining things. Or you might decide that, you're bored of, and when I say like you decide, like you get to pretty much write out your script and your character. Now, when you interact with other people, that might change it up a bit, and you might, you might have this awesome, wonderful, great life planned out and all the scripting, and then you're hit by a bus because somebody else decided that they needed to hit somebody with a bus in that particular life. So
What a bitch.
yeah, that's why I tell people we live in fluid fate. We live in fluid fate. So things are destined to happen because you put that destiny in place. But there's also a level of chaos that's also going to happen under your path. So your path is going to go down a particular way, but a tree can always fall on that path and might force you around it for a little while. But you're ultimately going to get, if you make it, you're ultimately going to get back to the final destination. It's just you might have been veered off of your path because of somebody else's choices, because of chaos. Order out of chaos, chaos out of order. I think about lots of silly things like that on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm only 26, so haven't really made any decisions on what I believe yet.
Let's see, by the time I was 26, I was a witch. Well, let's see. I first started off. I was raised Baptist, and I knew quite a bit about Catholicism because my dad was raised Catholic. My cousin.
Is that why you became a witch to like rebel?
No, no. My cousins were Jewish. Then I became atheists. Then I was an atheist, and I want nothing to do with any type of religion of any sort. And then when I started dabbling back into wanting to try to understand the why, I looked into Wicca and the witchcraft because that seemed to have some of the best answers of the why without being like judgy. So I spent some time practicing Wicca, and then I realized that most of Wicca was just as bad as organized religion. There was just as many type of judgy people and the same type of like, woo-woo rules and bullshit. Then what did I go after? What did I look into after that? Oh, I looked into Islam for a while, and that was just not up my alley. I looked into Taoism and Shinto. Those are both Japanese, very popular Japanese religions.
Really? I didn't know they had like their own kind of religion. I just assumed they were like Catholic or something, right? Don't they
Yeah,
like have tons of churches over there?
yeah. Shinto is probably the main Japanese religion. A lot of people
They have
aren't.
their own god and stuff.
Uh-huh. It's not as hardcore. Like people will say they're Shinto, but you can say you're Shinto and then not ever practice any of it. That's just okay over there. You don't necessarily have high. So you've seen like the Torii gates, and you've seen the people come in and they've done little offerings, or you see, some of like. Have you ever watched any of like the? Have you been to Japan?
No.
Okay.
The only places I've been is like Bali and Thailand.
Okay. So in Japan they have like crazy. They have I think it's called the Dick Festival. Anyways, where everybody.
Oh, Iceland.
No, it's in Japan. But everybody has during one particular time, everybody wears penis hats and has penis balloons and penis popsicles and all this other kind of stuff. And it is actually a Shinto. It's actually part of the Shinto holiday. It's to celebrate the masculine, and to celebrate how if it wasn't for the masculine there wouldn't be children. How great it is that the phallic symbol exists and such like that.
Okay, yeah.
And so that
I
is
see it
a
now. Yeah.
and so that's a holiday that's practiced over there. And there's some other Shinto holidays. And then Taoism is more of a philosophy, but it is also a religion. It's kind of a spin-off of Buddhism. That's where a lot of the yin yang comes from, is the easiest way, the balance. So I studied that for a while. Then I was really into some Native American religions, and I really spent a long time like exploring the Native American such. Then after Native American, I went back and studied some more Christianity again, trying to understand the difference between like Jehovah's Witness and Mormons and Quakers and Shakers and things of that sort, and that interests me. And then I got into really digging into Buddhism and spent some time with some Buddhism. And then I lightly dabbled in Druidity, being a Druid. And then I got caught up in.
Is that like a European thing, right? Sorry.
Yeah, it's a European thing. Yeah. Say that again, Mark.
Aren't you a deist then? Since
Oh,
you've got not
I
like
mean,
me, I haven't dabbled in all that, but I mean,
technically, yeah. Well, I say that I tell people I'm Satori Zen. I'm more of Zen than I am a deist.
see, that's back where like I try to say like, yeah, I'm deist, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick Sanata Dharma, and that's getting
Okay.
into the whole Zen thing.
Yeah, I'm not Siddhartha Dharma.
Old
But
Buddhist
yeah,
script.
but but I like Siddhartha Dharma. I go with the generic. I just go with the generic Zen, the more middle way.
Or Buddha.
Yeah. Well, the reason when it comes to the dharmas, I am the middle way. Like I like the middle way the best. Hence the reason why I call this show the MesoVerse. It's the middle verse. I like the idea of starting in the middle and having the middle as the point to always strive for, is the balance. So and but no, I'm gonna get back. I've the I want to spend some more time. I want to spend some more time with Druidity again, because I didn't give it a fair shake. I didn't give it its commitment that I've given my other times that I've been really into studying religion and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go through. It'll take about 2.5 years. I found somebody that I can practice with. That is a Druid master, and so I'm going to spend some time.
Do you have much like material to learn from about Druidism? Is that how you say it? Druidism?
Yeah, I have he sent me a book.
Because that's all about like more like I don't know, conservation type stuff, learning from nature or something, isn't it?
Yes, it's understanding, but it's also understanding the power of nature, and also under the power of certain things. So like understanding, like for example, Hollywood is a Druid thing. Like
Yeah.
the reason they're saying Hollywood is they're letting you know which tree they're casting a spell from. So it's Wiccan and Druid together. So I'll send you the copy. I'll send you the
Yeah, for
copy
sure.
of the book. It's this is the Grove of Dana. So just so you know, that's the one we're going to be using. And it is a new order of druids. So this isn't classic druidity. This is the new order, more of a modern time. But it's let's see, the book is about 135. Book is about 135 pages. I've got all the lessons. I've got all the lessons and all the recommended reading and the student manual. So I'll just send you the whole stuff together. So if you're interested.
Yeah, how does that work though? Because weren't all the druids like wiped out?
No.
They weren't?
No. They said they were all wiped out, but they did a really good job of hiding all of their work and such like that, and a lot of their work was rediscovered.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff a lot of stuff wasn't completely wiped out. A lot of stuff was guarded very, very, very well until it was safe to re-release it. So
So you don't really have a religion at the moment, is what you
I'm
were
Zen.
saying?
I'm Zen. Yeah, I'm my own. I practice. I practice what I feel is most important to me. I have a personal relationship with Source. That's what I refer to it as, my personal relationship with Source. So
I call energy.
yeah, everybody has a different. Some people will prefer to use the word God. I prefer Source. So but yeah, that's how that all came about. Those are the way I look at things. So let me see if seeing if there's an update. Ooh, there has been an update. anyways, yeah, I'll send you a link to the stuff, and if you want an update of the newer stuff, I can give you that kind of stuff too. So
Yeah, I'll try to read it. I might
oh,
have, like,
it's if you decide, I mean, like I said, you just play around with what you're comfortable doing, but it is actually like if you really want to go through and you want to try to understand it more and you're going to practice some of it, like expect it to be, it's going to take you a long time to get through it, because like some of the practices is sitting out under a full moon and just and understanding the experience of sitting out under a full moon and just sitting out there and like the first time you do it, you're sitting out there under the full moon for X amount of period of time. You're gonna just sit there, enjoy it, see how you feel. Um, then you're gonna read some literature, and then in 28 days you're gonna sit out under a full moon again with the knowledge that you have and see how it feels different. And
okay,
then
yeah.
and then it might be, 4 months later, you're going to do that same experience again, and you're going to write it down and see, now that you've had this experience for the last 6 months, does it feel any different? What's different? And so that's where it's time consuming, because you need that connection with the moon, or sometimes it might be a season you have to go through. And so, like, again, it's not necessarily for everyone. It's just something I just think it's fun to try to learn, and I try to learn things through the best experience that I can with them. I'm also gonna after I'm done with that, or maybe sometime that, there's some occult books that I'm kind of interested in doing some reading, because one thing I like about occult is I like learning occult stuff so then I can teach it, because that's my favorite thing about occult, is being able to take the occult and make it so it's not occult anymore, make sure it's not hidden knowledge. So I think it's fun
Yeah.
to break that hidden knowledge out and give it freely to everyone that's interested, because I don't like the idea of knowledge. I'm not really a big fan of knowledge being restricted or controlled. That's why I'm a big fan of open source stuff. I like the idea of being able to share information.
What do you think about, like, Alistair Crowley and Anton LaVey? Do you reckon they were, like, just subverting, like, the cult sort of knowledge?
They are dangerous. For most people, just like Albert Pike, they're very dangerous individuals.
Yeah. Okay.
That being said, if you know what you're reading and you've got your mind prepared, um, there is some interesting things that you can learn. So if you don't think that you're going to be susceptible to their spells, then knowing their information could be very useful to help other folks, so that so that their message isn't as sharp as it could be. Being able to explain why Aleister Crowley is full of shit to someone rationally is very useful. The fact is, though, the
Yeah.
problem is getting in there and listening to Aleister Crowley and some of his ideas, you're going to agree with some of them, because, well, that's how
That's
good
how he
cult.
wrote it.
Yeah, that's how good cults work. Is you're supposed to find it's you're supposed to really be able to blur that line between common sense and slightly crazy. And the idea is, oh, that makes sense, that makes sense, that kind of makes sense, yeah, that kind of makes sense, that kind of makes sense, oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And what you're not realizing is, by the time you're at the level 3 of that kind of makes sense, eating babies, that kind of makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you've tricked yourself into going that far down the road. And so that's where you have to be very, very careful when you play with things like that, when you play with grimoires.
When you play with humans.
Yeah, when you play with humans, especially humans that are skilled in the way he was skilled, like very, very skilled human being. Again,
Yeah, I might have to get his books or something. I wonder if they have them in audio book format.
probably. I bet you could probably I'm gonna look to see. I'm pretty sure like they'd have his
Yeah,
books.
because I don't know if you guys have this same issue, but like when I read books, my attention just goes out the window. Like after one,
Yeah.
maybe 3 pages,
I'm dyslexic, so
I'm reading as well as thinking about other things at the same time. I don't know how it's possible, but
nope. That's ADD, buddy. That's ADD. So sorry.
uh,
Yeah, no. When I say I read books, it's because I listen to them on an audiobook. I might own the book, so I can refer to stuff later on after I've listened to it. But yeah, reading books for
Yeah.
me is listening to an audiobook.
Too much to do to sit down and read a whole book or do it on the computer while doing other stuff.
yeah, I can be fishing and reading a book at the same time, which is cool.
Yeah, fishing. I can what I do a lot is I'll be out working. I'll be out working on digging a ditch or focusing something on the fence. And is it book 3? I think it's book 3. His one book about sex rituals is very interesting. If you've not,
Odo, Order Out of Chaos, or not Odo. Shit, I just lost the
okay,
name of.
it's best of the Equinox,
Oh,
Volume 3. Best of the Equinox, Volume 3.
I was thinking of something different.
So
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it in audiobook form, but that should be. It doesn't matter. You can. So.
Whoa. First edition going for $4,000.
Oh yeah, it's not play.
Oh, and it's in Adelaide, I think. Is that right?
It looks like it's on Google Play. I don't know. If I stumble across it, I'll let you know.
Alright, cool.
And if anybody out there in internet land knows either. Lisa turned off that light and it makes it really dark, so let me put this one on back here. There we go, that helps. Oh, so what do you guys think of the new layout here on DLive? I was trying to give myself something that looked a little bit cooler. I don't know if you guys have noticed the framing
It's
and
awesome.
so I've got the. I'll transition there. There's when I'm ready to start, what it looks like, and then if I when I want to have multiple, like if I want to stream something on my screen, I have that set up for streaming it on the screen. So
You didn't make all of this, did you?
No, I didn't make all of it.
Okay.
I did a lot of modifying, but no, I didn't make it. A lot of this was already put in place. And then, you guys saw you saw the one that's just me. And then if I let me give that one just a second. And then if I've got a video or something, I want to play, I've got this one. So if I just want to do a video, the idea is also to make sure the chat is also visible, but also have it so it has a cool, something a little bit more visual than what I was normally doing. So yeah, that's the one just for the chat where you see the river. So trying to up my streaming game at least for my evening shows a little bit more. Okay, I think I'm going to, any word? Thank you so much for the lemons. So, is anybody else out there, anything else that we think we should cover this evening that, you'd like?
Well, always good to prep, but everybody knows. How about that solar flare that missed us?
That solar flare that missed us was a big deal. Yeah, it was a really big deal. The internet outage today was really interesting. So,
Yeah, that it was.
oh, you want to talk a little bit about crypto? Yeah, no, Bitcoin's gonna slowly start recovering. We've noticed that now. A lot more banks are really getting into allowing people to do more and more with crypto now.
Yeah, faster transactions trying to compete.
Yep. So there's gonna again, I think right now is a good time to while the prices are at discounted prices. If you have a little bit to invest, I would if you have the opportunity to invest right now, I think investing right now would be a smart move. Oh.
What are your picks like for to buy?
Immediately, I would say I would go with I would stick with some of the more stabler ones, some of the more confident ones like Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin, Ethereum. So I think those would be very safe ones. Those guys have almost reached their bottom. You know, they might get a little bit lower, but in general, we're at we're at discounted prices right now for being able to get crypto. So being able to snag it at these lower prices, you'll be happy with yourself a year or a little bit further down the road.
Yeah, it's always hard to like buy more when your account's in red.
It is. But the thing is when your account's in red and you're buying more, then you know that all you're doing is lowering the price of the ones that you bought before.
I haven't even checked.
Okay,
Prices
yeah.
going
I
back
guess that
up,
makes
though,
sense.
right?
Yeah, because if you bought, let's just say if you bought 10 coins at $1 a piece, then you have 10 coins, and let's say they drop down to $5 a coin, and you go and you buy 10 more coins. Well, now all your coins just cost $7 or 75 cents instead of $1 because
Yeah.
you just lowered the price of all the other coins. So
Do you reckon we're gonna see Dogecoin
I
completely collapse soon?
So I don't. I'm not. The Dogecoin I own right now are Dogecoin that I got from buying and selling, and Dogecoin that after I sold off all of my profit, I just kept. I sold off everything. So I bought Dogecoin. I then sold what my initial investment was in, and then I sold what was the same price of my initial investment. So I doubled my money. And then whatever Dogecoin I had left, I just held on to them just so I had a reason to watch Dogecoin. I personally don't like it. Now I'll buy it and sell it if it looks like it's an opportunity to make a quick buck, absolutely. But there's nothing about the project I like. So
Well, I mean, I was just looking at the graph and it went straight up and it's going straight down now.
yeah, that's pretty
If
much
you look at it.
what that coin. If you can buy it when it's down and you can sell it on its way up, totally worth doing. It's a fun game, but that's a game. That's like gambling. So, like Monero, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and a few other projects are not as much gambling as that.
Yeah. I like Ada. I like their
Yeah.
project.
Yeah, Cardano's a good project. I agree. That's ADA. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still okay with, I still stake Tron because Tron is so easy to stake, and I make 1 Tron a day on a $300 investment. And so, yeah, I know 1 Tron a day is only 5 cents, but where else can I do absolutely nothing and make 5 cents a day on $300? That seems pretty good.
True.
So so I'll hold on to Tron for that particular reason. I stake a couple other coins. I've also been buying a little bit into stocks as well, and I've been playing some of the meme stocks, and I've been doing pretty good. So on some of the meme stocks I've done, I'm up for the year. I'm up on my gains. I'm up 20%. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think I'm just really bad at investing.
Well, if you're really bad at investing, I can I can link I can link you to some people I follow on Twitter, and then I can link you to some people that I follow here on Discord. But if you don't have Twitter, um, these are people that I would highly suggest following on Twitter, because that's the easiest way for them to send out like really fast information, and they're giving away free information on how to sell and trade, and so I usually listen to most of their advice unless I absolutely know that it's not. So
Yeah.
yeah, any word. I've heard of the sacrificing the hex and the ether for pulse chain. I don't like all these some of these fancy stuff that they're doing with this sacrificing and doing this for that and that kind of stuff. That just makes me. I'm just not a big fan. I'm just not honestly a big fan of that kind of stuff.
It's like investing your money with a bank and they decide, we're turning it into copper.
I mean, which could be great if copper is going to go up in price, and it could be a great investment. It's just I'm always nervous about that kind of stuff, and so I don't advise people to do that. I really I like the trading aspect because I understand the psychology behind it. Like actually understand the psychology of the bots, because a person had to program that bot, and so the bot's going to do something in particular because a person told that bot to do something. And so like I can understand the ebb and flow, the ups and downs and that kind of stuff. When we start getting into, the sacrificing and the regular burning and the stuff like that, that's when I'm just like, I'm that's not up my wheelhouse, so I'm not going to spend so much time. I'm not going to spend as much time on it. Plus, as much as I would love to spend lots and lots of time researching every little bit about all the crypto and all the stocks and that kind of stuff, I do have other things in my life that I'm going to be spending time on. And so I've decided that with some stuff, I'm just leaving it to other people that are far more interested in that and far more experts of those kind of things.
I just find it hard to find crypto people that I can trust.
No, I understand. Do you have access to Cash App in the in Oz?
I'm not sure. We might do.
Okay. Cash App is just a really, like, right now it only has Bitcoin, but I really like the way Cash App is set up, and I really like the fact that you can come in and you can buy stocks and such on there as well. Stocks is also a good way to try to understand a little bit of the psychology, and it moves a whole lot slower than crypto, so you have a lot more chances to you don't have the same type of chances to make as big money, but you have some good chances to not make as many bad decisions and to lose a lot of money as you do in the crypto market. And so stocks to me is just slow crypto. So,
Yo, Mark,
Yo,
you're a bitch.
you're a bitch.
No, you are.
No, you are.
Smell like one.
No, that's tuna.
there you go. Dematra, Anyword just posted a Cracking Crypto. And if he's really good at charts, someone that's really good at charts is definitely somebody when it comes to crypto would be someone really worth following. So he might be somebody worth check out, or at least watching some of his replays and understanding some of that kind of stuff. So You know,
I'll
and
check
you
him
know,
out.
that's the thing. You can even watch him for a little while, and if you like, if he feels trustworthy and you like some of the stuff he's saying, then you know, stick with him. I mean, that's really kind of the trick with that kind of
Just
stuff.
eat
So
his booty a little bit. It'll be okay.
Toss the salad around like you don't like it, huh?
Yeah. Say,
okay.
whisper in his ear this. You're not from around here, are you, boy?
I don't know if I want to be.
Okay, guys, it's about 2 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna
In the
head off
street.
here. Yep. Um, Again, if anybody else, Golf and Damatra and Mock and anybody, if you guys make sure that if you guys are also streaming and you want to share, you guys want to plug yourselves on the other stream, make sure you do it on the Discord channel, because I don't get alerts from DLive anymore letting me know when people stream. So make sure you post something on. Make sure you post something in there, and if you guys ever come up with some any other things that you guys just want to have evening chats about and such like that, let me know, and I'll either go on
I've
your
tried.
channel or. Well, I know, but we haven't got everything organized yet, so we're still working on that. That's
We
why
got
you got.
ADD.
Yeah, but if you wanna do it on your channel or you want me to do it on mine, either way, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to try to do some more. Sometimes I just trying to do stuff by myself or trying to come up with different ideas. Like, I don't have the same type of drive and inspiration, so having other people
Alright,
that
guys.
might.
I'm gonna back out now because I gotta go. There's someone here.
Okay, see you later.
Thanks for having me on. See ya.
And everybody else.
Take advantage of the sunlight while the sun's still there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am jumping. I'm gonna at least stop the stream for now, so I will go to this. Translate. Turn off my mic.
I wonder if Mark's on.
I don't know.
You guys have a good rest of the night. Everybody on D Live.